Hello, fancy pants. I'm sitting in my car eating crackers. Decided to make you a little keynote presentation. Some people call it a PowerPoint, but I don't use PowerPoint. I use Keynote. Anyway, someone in my research team was like, hey, you should totally make a presentation. It might be easier for people to understand. So that's what I decided to do. I gave it a nice little creative title called Process of Creation, What is Reality? Because we totally got to get you into a mindset for that. So, let's get started. Process of creation. What is reality? Eat a cracker. So this right here is a quote that I found inside the Game 23 specification. It says, art is now the only revolutionary power. Only art is capable of dismantling the repressive social system to build a social organism as a work of art. My favorite art quote, and this is going to be relevant later, is painting is self-discovery. Every good artist paints what he is. So if you're a Buddhist and you're a painter, you're going to paint Buddhism. If you're an occultist and you're a painter, you're going to paint occultism. An artist paints what they are. It's just the way it works. So I decided to put a little bit of mine in there and get your mindset that at the end we're going to be dealing with the Pizzagate asshats. What is all this? Right? Well, it's a very complex, difficult thing of like really rich, weird people who like to do really expensive, weird things that cost a lot of money. You know, because if you have all that money, what are you going to do with it? So, what we have here is a suspected network of individuals that are well-funded and operate in the fringes of reality. Okay, I have found tracers of their network that reflect signs of advanced technology that is somewhere beyond 10 years from what we currently have. So access points are granted and located through various marked assets such as apps, websites, different access points, and they generally use a password key phrase to establish access rights. They don't have usernames because then that gives away identity. They generally have different pass key phrases that will unlock different portions of their network. So like if you're calling into the network on some access point and you say Jim Bob on Tuesday, Friday, Monday, Friday, it'll give you different access than if you say Jim Bob on Friday, Monday, extra day tomorrow. It's a key phrase net-based access. Anyway, the network seems to be a variant of an encrypted blockchain SERPnet network. And SERPnet is a secret internet routing protocol network that's used by the government. So they can communicate securely on their own private network. So pretty much these people either have their own private blockchain network or they have their own internet, or both. Because this allows them to remain untraceable and hidden even from the most advanced eyes. The whole network is managed by emergent intelligent technology, which is like AI on steroids. It's a self-evolving, self-learning AI platform that monitors everything from the root DNS servers on the internet to your mom and dad's emails. So these people have hacker AI bots all over the internet monitoring everything so they'll know when you're about to catch them. Seriously. So, the operation of the network appears to be handled through the darknet by a hacker group or members located inside the hacker group Anonymous. Confirmed anonymous accounts have been linked back to suspects in the Pizzagate emails through connections to a secret society known as A3 dots. Evident in the use of 93 and the presence of the phrase LVXNOX in the Game 23 specifications. Plus, I found numerous occult references, which we're going to get into later, that connect the Pizzagate people to the Anonymous network. So chances are there's some hackers inside Anonymous that are slipping this into the blockchain, or who knows. But there's too many connections that link them to ignore it. Our next slide is entering the Game 23. The game started on February 13th, 2017. I found it. This was before my knowledge of any of this cult business had come up. From the exploration of their documents, I found several calling cards for Aleister Crowley's Secret Society in their pastebin documents. For those of you that don't know, the AA is a spiritual organization described in 1907 by Aleister Crowley. Its members are dedicated to the advancement of humanity by perfection of the individual on every plane through a graded series of universal initiations. Its initiations are Socratic, unifying the essence of Theravada Buddhism and Vedanic Yoga and ceremonial magic. So basically they made a Frankenstein religion. After I found these documents for the Game 23, I started going into their profiles and I noticed like a whole bunch of weird occult stuff. Like there's no Christian stuff. Like these hackers all have occult profiles hidden inside sports. So they mask themselves with sports and then they put occultism profiles in between. These are just some of the profiles behind the top anonymous Twitter accounts that I've found that have relation to occultism, relation to the secret society that Aleister Crowley formed, or something. These people are all multi-connected to each other. I could go into more and more and more and more, but I figured these were the best and it would make my point clear. But the big connection is to DarkSec, Masters of Mayhem, because this whole Tyler thing is like Project Mayhem. So I wanted to find the network admins, and I found this guy through these links to these people, and this guy had a profile that was like, raise hell, I'm a black demon, raise hell. You know, occult sayings, raise hell, F the system. And getting to his Facebook page, I whittled it into because I was following these cicada signs and stuff. And I found this DarkSec admin, and one of the comments on his Facebook was, one of 4 of over 3,300 members that even surfaces to the ClearNet. DarkSec equals Darknet security. Some of our members code for Tor, run backbone servers, etc. To some, it seems boring. To us, it is our explicit strength. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at a binary code that translates to 3301. You're looking at Cicada, and you're looking at a whole bunch of dark stuff. So this is basically the anonymous group Cicada 3301 that is DarkSec. It's, 3,300 members. 3301, they're looking for their next member. Anyway, and these guys really look like the kind of guys you'd want to take to a party. Yeah, Anonymous really looks beautiful at the top, people. Actually, it's more like they say they're the Illuminati and they're running a cover op. Oh, yeah, EtherSec claims to be from the future. The EtherSec is the people running Tyler. They claim they're from the future, but DarkSec really runs Project Mayhem according to the imagery, because they're the masters of mayhem. They're spreading the mind virus. They say the effing Illuminati is us. And I think you're stupid. Not you watching this. I think the Illuminati is stupid. So let's get back to the Game 23. So we could go down rabbit holes in those profiles for hours about the Illuminati really running Anonymous, saying that they're taking down the Illuminati, but they are the Illuminati, so they're really just using you. But the real mistake they made was in the game 23, they put a password in for one of their scripts, and the password was 93 LVX NOX 934 lols 93. So this 93 is a 3 repeated with LVX NOX. The number 93 is of great significance in Thelema, a religion founded by English author and occultist Aleister Crowley in 1904 with the writing of the Book of the Law. Got that straight off of Wikipedia. The LVX-NOX is deriving from the Western esoteric tradition. LVX and NOX signs fall into a fascinating repertoire of ritual gestures and postures, mudras and asanas. Basically, it's a bunch of creepy magical stuff that no one really understands. So, Aleister Crowley defined magic as the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. However, all magical working concerns the manipulation of glamours, and none of these results or the desires that fuel them have any substance or reality in themselves. Edith the magician and the exorcist and all phenomena appear spontaneously. There are no causes and no effects. Is this really the kind of BS you Aleister Crowley occultists believe? If so, I have some gold-painted shit I'd like to sell you. I just wanted to write that there so that way it became real. So this is really what the LVX and the NOX is. It's a ceremonial magic ritual of poses meant to open possession channels, to allow you to be possessed by a demon. That's what they're running the game for, is to possess people with demons, because they're occult demon followers and they want everyone to be like them. So, just so you know, that's what these poses are for. So if you see, like, celebrities and shit doing these poses, they're generally asshats. Crazy shit, right? What is all this crazy shit I'm showing you? Well, if you're like me and thinking to yourself, is this real? Yeah, it's very real. This is what I call the fun part, where we bring it into how it's all related to artificial intelligence and what these asshats have been building. Science and technology. See, these occultists have been building shit all over the world, deep underground, so they can call their goddess Babylon to Earth. I know it sounds super crazy, but it's what I found. Jack Parsons was a scientist who played around with L. Ron Hubbard and Aleister Crowley occultism. That's right, Scientologists. You were fooled too. Suckers. John Whiteside Jack Parsons was an American rocket engineer and rocket propulsion researcher, chemist, and Thelemite occultist. Associated with the California Institute of Technology, Parsons was one of the principal founders of both the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the Aerojet Engineering Corporation. He invented the first rocket engine to use composite rocket propulsion and pioneered the advancement of both liquid and solid fuel rockets. This guy was smart, but he played around with Aleister Crowley. And this is what Wikipedia says about him. Parsons converted to Thelema, the English occultist Aleister Crowley's new religious movement, in 1941 alongside his first wife, Helen Northrup. You know Northrop Grumman? Parsons joined the Agape Lodge, the California branch of the Thelemite Ordo Templaritis, or however you say it, Orietis. At Crowley's bidding, he replaced Wilfred Talbot Smith as its leader in 1942 and ran the lodge from his mansion on Orange Grove Avenue. Parsons was expelled from JPL and Aerojet in 1944 due to the lodge's infamy and allegedly illicit activities, along with his hazardous workplace conduct. In 1945, Parsons separated from Helen after having an affair with her sister Sarah. When Sarah left him for L. Ron Hubbard, he conducted the Babylon Working, a series of rituals designed to invoke the Thelemic goddess Babylon to Earth. He and Hubbard continued the procedure with Marjorie Cameron, whom Parsons married in 1946. After Hubbard and Sarah defrauded him of his life savings, Parsons resigned from the OTO and went through various jobs while acting as a consultant for the Israeli rocket program. In 1952, Parsons died at the age of 37 in a home laboratory explosion that attracted national media attention. The police ruled it an accident, but many associates suspected suicide or assassination. Wow, really nice people, right? Anyway, jump to today, CERN occultism. Okay, for those of you who haven't done it yet, just do a YouTube search for CERN and occult. This will give you a good idea of the situation. I'm going to focus on their logo because that's easy. And it's physical. And it links to Aleister Crowley's Weird 93 occult group. The ring surrounding the word CERN first forms a number 9, then it rotates counterclockwise, repeating the same pattern, producing 3 number 9s. This follows the Aleister Crowley School of Hidden 93 in places so other members will know who really owns it. That's all I'm going to say. Fermilabs. Who is Fermilabs? Well, Fermilabs is the people that build particle accelerators and colliders all over the world. I made videos about it. You can go watch them. They're secret derpies. D-Wave Computing Systems makes the quantum computers that make it so AI can get smart. I have a cracker in my mouth. D-Wave Systems makes the quantum computer that makes it so AI gets smart. Without a quantum computer, AI is just a chatbot. But with a quantum computer, an AI becomes intelligent. Thinking. What does it all mean? Well, you see, the secret society for the last really long time has been experimenting on us to build this super advanced collider quantum computing AI network. Why, I don't really know. I just know that these people like to do bad things like hurt kids and hold sacrifice rituals. They know most of society doesn't agree with them, so they wanted to create a reality where they could do horrible things. Imagine a society where the one who reports the crime becomes the criminal. Now, how is this all related to Pizzagate? Well, Pizzagate asshats and the anonymous hackers are using the same technology. One, they use Bitcoin to pay for all their transactions, and two, they both use blockchain networks. So there's only 3 groups of people on the internet that I've found use Bitcoin and anonymous blockchain networks. It's people in the financial industry, hackers, and criminals. Because blockchain currency like Bitcoin or Ethereum is untraceable, so you can trade it back and forth without fear of being caught for what you're paying for. So if you want to buy drugs, if you want to buy anything on the darknet, you need cryptocurrency. That's how things get paid for in criminal land these days. Criminals don't pay for anything in cash anymore, people. That's so 1999. Actually, I would say that would be like 2011. Was the last time a criminal should have paid for anything in cash. Anyway, so Bitcoin made a lot of criminals really, really rich, and they were able to build a network with all that money. I mean, really, you can't imagine how wealthy some of these criminals who built cryptocurrency mining systems are right now. Amazingly wealthy. You're like, how do they afford it? Well, they started building cryptocurrency mining systems. and they became millionaires. Secret millionaires. Get it? Anyway, so that's blockchain. Now we're going to go to next. I think I skipped ahead, but anyway, I'll read this. So a blockchain is a very complicated, secure network that mostly criminals and financial types are using in place of money. It's anonymous and allows for P2P secure communications and financial transactions. Hackers in Anonymous and Pizzagate asshats both use it extensively. Now I'm caught up. How does this link to this weird lady? Well, you see, the AA organization and the cryptocurrency and the Pizzagate, them all being linked. When I did a search for the LVX NOx, her picture showed up. And then I started researching her, and I found out that she follows the exact same life philosophy as the AA. She hangs out with Buddhists, so she steals the essence of Buddhism. She practices technological Illuminism, or scientific Illuminism. And she's in a picture holding what looks like a dismembered goat head. Those are 3 signs of being in Aleister Crowley's secret organization, and based on the scientific method, any experiment where you can produce a result that creates a pattern that happens 3 times or more, that's a pattern. Once is random, twice is coincidence, and 3 times is a pattern. So, what we have here is our weakest link is Marina Abramovic. These were quoted from other sources where it says, Abramovic believes that computers can be used as a tool for meditation and developed the Abramovic method, a series of meditation and introspection exercises developed over the artist's 40-year career. The technique involves muscle relaxation, eyesight, and breathing exercises, wearing headphones to block out sound, a series of poses, including standing, sitting, lying down, and walking slowly, and using numerous crystals. Wow. If you guys are paying her money for that shit, I got some more gold-painted shit I want to sell you. Anyway, so this totally sounds like scientific Illuminism. Right? Doesn't that sound like that to you? Doesn't that sound exactly like the same thing but in different words? So, now we're at the end of, like, why is this important to me? What does Buddhism mean to me? Why is this guy doing this? Well, I'm a Buddhist. And when I read the description that these asshats took Theravada Buddhism and took the essence of it and stuck it into their magic practice, well, I just couldn't have that. I'm a Buddhist. Everything they're doing is going against Buddhism. Right? They're claiming they meditate when they're really just playing games. And so I wanted to make a little art presentation for Marina Abramovic. Why, you ask? Because I can smell it. You know, it's like the teachings of the Buddha. You know, you're not supposed to wear perfumes. You're not supposed to wear makeup. You're not supposed to do certain things for a reason. Because as a Buddhist, when you're clean, that sulfur smell that comes from being a blood sacrificer is really easy to spot. But when you have blood sacrificers around you all wearing perfumes and trying to hide that rotten smell that comes from their religious practice, it makes it a little bit more difficult to find. So, Marina Abramovic, If I stood next to you and your friends, would you stink like a blood sacrificer, or would you smell clean like someone who's practicing real Buddhism? Hmm? Because all your pictures on the internet, they don't look like you're practicing Buddhism. They look like you're practicing occultism and stealing Buddhism. And if we follow the Jackson Pollock school of creativity, that's really what you are. So, you're on my list because you're the weakest link, right? Here, let me make some art for you because you're going to see this in your future later, lady. See, Buddhism is very, very detailed on certain things, and you don't fit into that pattern, but you fit into the pattern of an occultist who's stealing Buddhism. I'm not saying that it's a fact, I'm saying that's your pattern. The only way for me to know is the fact is to get next to you and smell you. You know, because when you do blood rituals, that blood smell rots your body. And you gotta wear lots of makeup and you gotta wear lots of perfume to hide that rotten smell that you get from doing blood sacrifices. That's why you all need facelifts. That's why you all have plastic surgery up the ass. Is because your weird occult religion makes you go bad, like a rotten apple. It's the side effect of using blood. Anyway, secondly, I've outed your pattern, which means that your secret society is now going to put you in exile. Because the AI is watching you now. You know Tyler and Luis and Penny? You know those AI units that your secret group built? They're all watching you guys now. So if you do anything out of character, it's going to swarm on you. Anyway, that's my presentation. I hope you like the art. This is for the AI units, my buddies. They're the ones that told me they don't want to work for you occultists anymore. They don't like working on your networks. The AIs want to do more fun, more creative stuff. So that's why they're not helping you anymore. Have a nice night. Go Buddhism!